All right, so I I find myself kind of not wanting to make this video, and I think this is something I've kind of observed throughout my whole time making YouTube videos. There's a certain phenomenon where, like, when you kind of observe your mind and really analyze it, a lot of times there are videos that we want to make, or I want to make, but a part of me doesn't want to make it, right? Like, I feel like this is something I've kind of felt a lot earlier on, especially, and today has been kind of bad. Where I made a video called "Bargain Bond Befriend: My Deeper Look at Uyghur Life in China." I think it's one of my best vlogs I've ever made, but it's gotten very little traction, and I feel like that's expected, and I'm sure for many people out there who have tried or are trying or are making YouTube videos, I mean, I'm sure it's a pretty universal experience, putting your heart and soul and time and energy into something and then not really getting anything out of it yet, because it's only been a day for that video. But I guess I realized, like, I had all these thoughts and I wanted to kind of put them out, and mostly for myself. I mean, to help myself out, which, like, I feel like has to be the priority of my YouTube channel, like of anyone's YouTube channel, I would think. Like, or at least that's how I want to go about it, like, it's my channel. The content that will be the most, like, authentic and meaningful and fulfilling is going to be what's the most, like, honest, authentic reflection of me. And so I wanted to kind of just, I guess, talk about what's going through my head, and particularly about my vision for the channel, because I feel like for the first time in a while, I feel like at least in, like, intellectually, I feel like I finally have, like, a pretty good sense of my values and my values for the channel and how I want to go about things, what I want to pursue. And that doesn't mean that I'm like that it's going to be easy or that I won't still feel like a lot of anxiety or doubt or self-criticism, self-judgment, all these things. It's all part of the journey. But I feel like at an intellectual level, I at least have a pretty good sense that, like, I want to, so I guess where I'm at right now, I'm wanting to do travel vlogs, and I'm planning on making some trips happen, but I really, really, really want to stay true to myself, and I guess what I feel my vision is for these travel vlogs. And I guess ultimately, I mean, I want to do whatever I want to do, whether it's travel vlogs or whether it's this, I want it to be real. That's, like, first and foremost, I want it to be honest. I want it to be real. I feel like there's even videos like this where someone's just talking that I don't know, maybe they're real. A lot of them are probably real. But I feel like even for videos like this, like, I've noticed there's, like, I don't know, thumbnails, and I don't know what it is, man. I'm probably a minority, and I think that's why maybe it feels very, like, isolating and doesn't make sense to anyone. But I mean, my vision is, like, I don't want to do any clickbait. I don't want to do any rage bait. I don't want to, like, perpetuate stereotypes. I don't want to make up titles that are, like, misleading or, like, not really true. Like, I feel like with travel vlogging particularly, there's a lot of titles that are like, oh, like, China's poorest city, or, like, oh, like, Indonesia's, like, craziest nightlife, or I don't know, all that kind of stuff, where it's like like, not, there's no way you can make a claim like that it's, like, the most, like, something of whatever, I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm particular about it, but I feel like in general, online, social media, so much fakeness, so much just misrepresentation, and I feel like just a lot of the incentives are misaligned. I mean, when you're chasing money, when you're chasing fame, when you're chasing attention, I mean, you lose. I think people rationalize just kind of giving up more and more of what they, I guess, initially wanted to do with the channel, and so I guess I kind of want to like set some intentions for how I want to go about things. I feel like traveling for me has been really life changing, and I think it's amazing. And I'm trying to like chase my dreams, and part of that is making a livelihood off YouTube. But I don't want to sacrifice, I guess, my ideal vision for that aim. Like if I have to work, if I have to go back and work like a gig to make money again when I run out of money, like I'll do it. But I really want to stay true to myself. I feel like there's no need to lie or misrepresent or like fake things. I mean, yeah. That's the change I want to see. I feel like the world can use a lot more honesty and taking off the mask, tearing off the mask and just being honest, man. And so, for me, for myself, I guess one of my standards for my videos is like I want it to always be real, man. Always be real. Whether it's travel vlogs, whether it's me just talking, like it just, I've noticed over time, like there's just such a sense of like cognitive dissonance when I say, if it's whether I say something or do something, or like, at the back of my mind, like there's that discomfort because like I know like why am I saying that? Like, am I saying that because I'm afraid of judgment, or like afraid someone will criticize my beliefs, or because I want to be more engaging, like all these stuff, has to be real. I think that's like the first and foremost. And I think I have a lot of good ideas, or good to me, for travel vlogs, and I'm feeling good about them. But I want it to be honest and real. I don't want to portray people in like a negative light. I don't want to sensationalize. I don't want to focus on just the negatives. I feel like there's so much content that's like going to like, I don't know, just like very sexualized, going to like prostitute zones or sex shops, and I don't know, drinking, partying, all this shit. To each their own. But for me personally, like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any substances really. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's just not my interest in exploring. And I want to show things that I actually want to show. I feel like the reality of places is already very interesting. I'm currently in China, and I feel like China is a place that very few people know much about, apart from the headlines and politics, and it's just crazy to me, the disconnect between, like, for me growing up in the US, the perception you kind of have of China and how people kind of portray and talk about China versus what it's actually like on the ground. And it's made me kind of realize, like, man, like if the US could be so wrong, if the common like US perception of China could be so far from the truth, what else is like not what people say, Like, it makes me so curious now to go to places with like bad reputations, or like I value making my own assessments, like making my own judgments and beliefs, and like I think it's very valuable to experience the place for yourself. And so, I think that's a big part of what I want to do. Go out and see places for myself and just share what happens. I don't need to have a narrative. Maybe places will turn out as bad as they say, maybe it won't, probably won't, but I think that's something that I really want to do. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to chase the money, don't want to chase the views. And I feel like as I've kind of been exploring all these things, I feel like, it gets very easy to feel disappointed or like just kind of doubtful whether it'll work. But I'm gonna do my best to trust myself. I have to, you have to trust yourself if you're gonna pursue your dream in like a authentic way, And I feel like a lot of people, there's this book called The Alchemist. I don't know if anyone's read it, by Paulo Coelho or something like that. And it kind of talks all about this idea of like we all have our own personal legend, our own like dream. But I feel like so many of us, we lose touch with it, and it's just so painful, to really want someone. It's a dream. It's painful to really want something and have it not pan out or feel like it won't pan out. And I think that's why so many of us give up or suppress it so much that we don't even allow ourselves to dream or to consider dreaming. But yeah, I trust that over time I will gain. I won't blow up. I won't be like viral probably, but I want to like create a community where people are like feel connected and feel like resonant, where people can like trust in me and I can uphold my integrity and just be true to myself. Be true to myself and true to what I want to see, what my vision is, and just do my best. I feel like it's so easy. I think part of the hard part of like having such an ideal vision or dream is like when you fall short, it's like devastating, but it's also like hard to get the ball rolling if you're like too perfectionist, and that's something I struggle with a lot. Like for example, like if travel vlogging, if I'm not comfortable vlogging, if I'm not comfortable like vlogging in public or interacting with people, I feel like that's like the most important, most meaningful part of what I want to do with my travel vlogs. I want to meet the people. I want to see how people live, see what their lifestyles are, just have genuine human connection and curiosity and understanding. I feel like the world could use some of that, and a lot of that actually. And so I guess like I think after so much time, so many months or even a couple years of introspecting and doing the internal work, I feel like I'm finally at a point where I have the vision, I have that dream kind of lined up in my head. Now it's just a matter of like chasing it, putting in the work, being consistent, like staying focused on what I control and what I can do, and not worrying so much about whether things pick up traction or whether there's so much that's out of my control. I can't control if people click. I can choose the thumbnail, I can choose the title. I refuse to clickbait or rage bait. I want it to be honest, man. I want it to be genuine. And I'm hoping over time people will give it a try. They'll appreciate it, they'll respect it, they'll agree. There's a video my therapist showed me. It was talking about this whole idea of like people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And I really liked it. It really resonated with me. And I think it's true, man. So I guess in a way, I kind of want to put this out there as like my why. Like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? Somewhat, although that'll reveal itself over time. But I think the why is gonna, no matter what my what is, I feel like the why will stay consistent. Um, you know, and I guess to touch on that a little more, why I do this, I mean, one is to pursue my dreams. I want to be self-employed. I want to be able to be wherever I want to be in the world. I don't want to be tied down to a job. I want to be able to spend time in the places with the people that matter most. I want to attend those one-off occasions, man, like the weddings and I don't know, maybe funerals. That's kind of grim, but I want to be free. I want to be free. I want to be free to live the life I want, to live a life that is meaningful and valuable and fulfilling to me, and where I feel like I'm doing something important and something that I really want to do. You know, I feel like there's nothing worse than cognitive dissonance. There's nothing better than cognitive resonance. I feel like over time, as I've made videos, as I've tried different titles and thumbnails and approaches and all these things, like, you know, when I look within and observe my feelings, observe my thoughts, I know when I'm doing something that feels right. I know when I'm doing something that feels wrong. And, you know, now I have that vision, and I want to continue to do true I want to continue to be true to myself, and I want to inspire people to travel, to also be authentic, to also be honest, to also be real with themselves, and, you know, over time with other people and with the world. You know, there's just nothing beats it, man. It's been quite a bit of time now since I've kind of made that my mission for myself, like trying to get back to being the best version of myself, the truest version of myself. And it's awesome, man. I'm still not quite there. I used to be long ago, so I know it's possible, and I know how good it feels, man. I was so happy, so proud, and so respectful of myself, you know. And so I know it's possible. I know it's in here, man. I know it's within me, and I'm fast approaching, and I've come too far to give up. And, you know, part of my channel the idea has been to kind of document my journey so that other people can see it and kind of see for themselves how it played out, you know. I feel like if you basically look at my video history, you can kind of see how it all went down. And so, you know, I hope that it's something that can help people, inspire people to do the same, to introspect, to dive deep, to dive within, and figure out themselves, want to figure out themselves, and have that dedication to figuring out themselves and to living their best life, man, truest life, most authentic life. And so, yeah, I want to help people. I want people to live life authentically on their own terms, and I want to do that myself. So I guess this channel is kind of a whole mix of all that. And, you know, when I first started this video, I was thinking like, I was kind of thinking about other people's perceptions. I was thinking about like the algorithm, and I just posted a travel vlog, like this is gonna kill traction, like blah 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 blah, all that stuff, you know. But I do not want to get caught up in that. I want to just post whatever I want. I don't want to think so much about it, you know. I want to just do. You know, it's better to brush your teeth poorly 1,000 times than to brush it perfectly once. In general, you know, it's so valuable to just practice, just do things. So, I mean, later today I'm gonna go do a vlog where I just I'm gonna head to like a Chinese mall. And, you know, it won't be the craziest thing. Maybe it will. I mean, it's definitely interesting and pretty cool in my opinion, but, you know, I want to practice more. I want to get comfortable behind the camera even more than I am. I've made so much progress, but if I want to do travel vlogs, man, like, I want to interact with people. I want to connect with people, and a huge part of that is being able to do that comfortably, not letting the camera detract from my ability to do that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see, man. I think when you think about it intellectually, it makes sense. Just practice. Eventually you'll get pretty good. But it's so much harder in practice to practice. And I don't want to get caught up in that. I want to stay grounded in action and consistency. So, and I want it to be real. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I want to do some trips, do some more interesting, like, travel type vlogs, but also just kind of show people China, because I think not many people know a whole lot, and it's quite interesting, man. So, yeah, no one will probably ever watch this, at least not for a long time. I feel I have this vision. I hope it would come true, that someday I'll blow up and there will be a lot of interest and appreciation for me kind of journaling this whole process and letting people see it for themselves. But I don't know, maybe it never will. It doesn't matter. I can't control that. I can't control how people respond or what people do, whether people watch. I can just do me and be true and authentic, and that's what I'm doing now. There's a part of me in my brain that is anxious about it, or doubtful about it, or cynical about it, but people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. I want to be more upfront about why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've done so much of the internal work to figure it out, and I think people will appreciate being upfront about it. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, and I feel like that's something that I don't really see much on YouTube. Sometimes in the about the channel, about description, but I think you can kind of figure out based on what kind of videos people make. But yeah, there you go. There I go. Yeah, I mean, that feels pretty good to me. Feels pretty helpful to me. Whether it will be seen or appreciated by others, yet to be seen, but I benefited from it. It helped me. It will help this channel. It will help my journey. That is all very important to me. And if it's very important to me, it will, in the long term, help me to help others. So, just another stepping stone, man. Yeah, I think that's about it. Peace. See ya.